covering the Northern Bahamas? You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The new Miss Grand Bahama is coming under fire tonight, and social media users and residents are calling for her immediate resignation. Apparently, the new Miss Grand Bahama, 17-year-old Evina Gibson, made a post on her Instagram page offending Bahamians while paying homage to the Haitian community. On the post, the young woman is photographed posing in a one-piece swimsuit with a caption that reads, "Ha ha, not a Bahamian, sorry, too gorgeous to be, big up to my Zoes." Well, Bahamians took to social media expressing their disappointment for this offensive statement. We reached out to the Miss Grand Bahama pageant to get their take on the controversy. We spoke with advisor and official host April Crothagao, who is apologizing for the young woman's comment and what they are calling a misjudgment. Gao contends that despite this misjudgment, the organization believes that Gibson can still represent Grand Bahama on the world stage and should still be allowed to fulfill her duties and her obligations. Gao noting that because of the backlash on social media, the reigning queen, Evina Gibson, is not doing well at this time, and says young people should be encouraged that regardless of one's heritage or if they are, quote, full Bahamian or not, the goal is to make the Commonwealth of the Bahamas better. And now to our Generation Y report. Tonight we meet a young man who is focused and determined to make a difference here at home. He has made a big change in his career pursuits and says it's due to his deep compassion for others. Here's Italia Hall.
21-year-old David Ferguson is a junior at Taylor University, but has been excelling since he was a young boy, as he was a part of the national debate team and received top scores in the national examinations. Shortly after high school, he moved to the United States to pursue tertiary education. His first choice was to become an engineer, but soon after he realized that he wanted to become a physician with a focus in radiation oncology, which will take a total of 10 years.
Cancer is a multidimensional problem, and it requires a team of people. It requires social workers, it requires a medical oncologist, it requires a radiation oncologist, it requires a team of people. And I like working in teams. I like the camaraderie associated with teams. And I also like working in teams to solve problems. That's one thing that initially drew me to engineering. But I also recognize that you can do that in any field, just based on your approach to that field. You can work in a team and collaborate to solve a problem.
David says his drive comes from his faith in God, his parents, and his desire to do more in life. He says this summer he had an opportunity to work at one of the local clinics, which solidified his choice. He says it is his plan to return home someday and to give back to his country.
Yes, more hands make work light, but more brilliant minds, or more minds working together to help solve the problem will possibly help us to have a better outcome.
But throughout his academic journey, he says there's a very important lesson that he has learned, which is balance.
It's important to rest. Yes, it's important to work hard. Yes, it's important to pursue your goals. Yes, it's important to be motivated, but it's also important to rest, relax, to rejuvenate, to find time to spend with friends. What is success if you don't have the people to share it with?
And finally, news this evening, guidance counselors from schools on Grand Bahama getting some good advice as they embark on a new school year. The educators taking part in a training workshop spearheaded by the Bahamas National Trust. Jay Philippe was there.
The Character Day Teachers Workshop is a seminar that helps prepare students to weather storms they may face in their lives. The aim is to support and partner with educators to create education plans at schools where none exist and to strengthen existing programs.
The purpose of the workshops is to prepare educators to roll out character education in their schools. So we're looking at character education throughout the school year, but also we are focused on Character Day, which will be celebrated on Wednesday, the 26th of September, 2018.
The workshop is in its third year in the Bahamas and is part of a larger international project that is coordinated out of San Francisco, California. Facilitator Helene de Jong talked about what she hopes to achieve through this workshop.
Raise awareness about character education and to have educators look at what they're doing at school and how they can implement building character strengths. We all have character strengths. We believe that we all possess 24 character strengths in varying degrees. So we're trying to examine our 5 superpowers and looking at what goes right in students, what's going well, helping them to identify their superpowers to be able to succeed.
Kelisa Kemp, who is a guidance counselor at the Beacon School and Lewis Yard Primary, has been attending this seminar for the past 3 years.
What I'm looking forward to is taking back from this seminars is creative and innovative ways on how I can strengthen my students' character and how I can help discover their character strengths.
The coordinators also traveled to Exuma to hold a seminar workshop for educators on that island. Reporting for ZNS Network News, I'm Jay Philippe.
Thanks, Jay, and that's a look at stories making news in the North. And now it is time to ask the doctor.
Hi, and welcome. Brian asked, I witnessed an accident where someone was hit by a car, and there were a lot of bystanders, and we didn't know what to do. What do you do when witnessing something like this? Brian, thank you for such an important question. The truth is, most of us go about our everyday lives and never think about what we should do if we see a medical emergency. But this is something we should all know. The first and most basic rule of dealing with a medical emergency is to call 919. Emergency dispatchers have been trained to assist you in identifying and correctly reporting a medical emergency. Every year right here in the Bahamas, our National Emergency Medical Services dispatches an ambulance to approximately 17,000 calls in response to medical emergencies. When you call 919, you will be asked, what is the address or location of the medical emergency? What is your phone number? What is the nature of the medical emergency? What is the patient's age? Is the patient conscious? Is the patient breathing? It is very important that you do not hang up or disconnect from the dispatcher until you are instructed to do so. I'm Dr. Monique Pratt, and this has been Ask the Doctor.
Don't you go away. A check on sports is up next with Ramiko Knowles.